Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Let's talk about ex-governor of Ekiti State, Fayose, and his family. They've scattered the internet in the last 24 hours. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but me, when I see family dynamics and I see grown adults moving mad. See, before we're talking about 27-year-old woman. Come and look at this situation. We're talking about 50-year-old men and women and 70 something 80 something plus year old woman and another 50-year-old woman and a bunch of 40-year-old men, and they don't know what to do with themselves. They call them the Fayose of the Ekiti, the Fayose dynasty in Ekiti state of Nigeria. What are we talking about? Governor Fayose was the governor of Ekiti state some years back. He's still considered a chieftain in PDP. I think last time I checked, considered a shifting, and unfortunately, he has a track record of being very his mannerism, his conduct in the political space is generally kind of like toutish. But I don't know, for lack of better word, but basically it's a radical. That's a better word. Radical. It's a political radical, when it comes to politics, and it's always been at odds with Pa Obasanjo. Okay, but I'm gonna play just a few days ago. Okay, just a few days ago. Let me see if I can find this real quick. I'm gonna play this video for you, and then we'll take it on. This is a video of Pa Obasanjo at Fayose's 65th birthday celebration. Just about 2 days ago, there was a big elaborate birthday party for ex-governor Fayose, and Pa Obasanjo was there, and he made a speech, and we're going to talk about that in a second. So listen, just listen in. I will translate. Okay, what he said is that they were at odds, and then suddenly he invited him. The old Baba, Pa Obasanjo, is one of the ex-presidents of Nigeria. He was the president of Nigeria between 1999 and 2007. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. And he's a big political godfather in Nigeria, as you can imagine. So he was invited, but then he said, I can't use my retirement money to be coming to your party. I just forgiven you for some of the things you said oddly about me in the past. So I can't. So what happened? He gave him money so he can come to the party. But there's more to this, okay?
I should come back also. That maybe it's of interest to you. Aliko, if you may play to Beniwa, that you are back this morning. So, whoever the warm you.
The Baba said, your money is with me. Okay. He said, your money is with me. But there's more to this story. I'm taking you somewhere. Just watch. Just keep watching.
Now, there is a culture. And as I said earlier, humility and integrity is an integral part of our culture.
He said, humility and integrity is an integral part of our culture. The message is passing to him because he's 65, right? Baba should be about almost 90 years old. He's trying to say that he's disrespectful, okay? But let's keep going.
I said, Oilola, settle you and me. You know I did that. Maybe you didn't know that I said. And the first thing you said is that we should come to you. Ayo, even Baba said, after that,
so this Baba came to his birthday party to come and school him on how to respect his elders, essentially. Okay. Now again, Pa Obasanjo has the same political personality. He's also a radical. So if he has something to say, it will come to your birthday party, apparently, and will come and tell it to your face that, hey, you're a very bad human being. And this is precisely what it says. See, you and your wife are not good people. I'm taking you somewhere. Just walk with me, because this spread out into family and marriage and family matters as we go here. Okay.
That is our culture. That is our way of life. I was happy that eventually you did not insist on even coming out. And it was resolved. Even when you are abusing me, insulting me,
He said, even when you are abusing and insulting me,
I still take interest in your welfare.
I still take interest in your welfare.
So the point I'm making is that stop it. You also have to, and you have said it here, I want to bash it.
Anyway, I don't want to prolong it. Eventually, the Baba said, you are a very bad human being, but I have forgiven you. Okay. Now, I want to play this video for you from Governor Ayo Fayose's younger brother. His name is Isaac Fayose. He had some interesting things to say to his brother. He had on his birthday. So I'm going to play that and then we'll take it from there. We're talking about family dynamics and we're talking about dysfunction within family. Every family has dysfunction. I want you to write that down, take that to the bank. The question is that, do you know how to manage it? Do you know how to manage the dysfunction in your own family? Extended family, in your own immediate family, is just what it is. Now, some families, obviously, they move a certain way. Some other ones move a certain way. I'm not saying it's absolute, but every family has some kind of dysfunction. Maybe some manage it better than others. Let's play this video.
My brother.
All right.
Birthday message to my brother, Ayodele Peter Fayose. Happy 65th birthday. May God bless your new age. I pray as you enter this new age, the spirit of selfishness in you will disappear and you can be a good man and turn a new leaf. You betray.
Wait, he said the spirit of selfishness will disappear. Jesus Christ.
Everybody that have been there for you. I remember.
Let's start all over again. He said you've betrayed everybody. Let's go over again.
A birthday message to my brother, Ayodele Peter Fayose. Happy 65th birthday. May God bless your new age. I pray as you enter this new age, the spirit of selfishness in you will disappear and you can be a good man and turn a new leaf. You betrayed everybody that have been there for you.
On his birthday.
I remember 23 years ago, 2002, my sister, Bimpe Shoriolu, late Bimpe Shoriolu, sold her land in Maryland, Lagos, for you to buy PDP ticket when you didn't have money anymore. 3 million naira. She sold her land to give you the 3 million to go and pay PDP to get the ticket. Everybody that helped you in life to be where you are today, you betrayed everybody. You had your birthday yesterday. None of your siblings from your mother's side, none of them were there, including your mother, because they didn't even invite your mother. They believe your mother is a pain in the ass. Ayodele Fayose, you forget so soon. Everybody, including the political party that helped you in life, that gave you tickets twice to be governor, you betrayed the party. All your PDP political family in Ekiti, you betrayed everybody. You betrayed your siblings. You betrayed your mother. You betrayed even our late sisters. Kai, my brother, life is not about being relevant all the time. Look at Adeleke family. Look at Oji Uzokalu family. Look at Abubakar Rimi family. Look at Yaradua family. They stood together. They grow together. They move together. But to you, you believe once you are okay, every other person can go. Even late Buruji Kashamu, that gave you close to 2 billion for your second term election, you betrayed the guy immediately you got to power. Even Atoeze, that gave you about $3 million for your election, you have not been there to say thank you. My brother, selfishness is a sin. As you have turned 65, I hope and believe you will turn a new leaf and change from being selfish. I know people will look, why is he talking to his brother like this? If you have a brother that have done what he has done to us, you will be more sad and more bitter than us. We are not bitter. We are still praying for you. We wish you well. You are not our breadwinner. We are all doing well in our own, on our own level. But we want to tell you, turn a new leaf. Happy birthday.
Okay.
Birthday message.
Wow. Let me see. Sukome Omobolale said, real definition of if we talk, we go buy, and if we no talk, we go still buy. So you better make we kuku talk. Egbomi, general salutes, present arms for you. Someone said, this Egbon, if so much love, if I so much love your kind of person. This man has always been straightforward. I respect you even more. He's calling out his brother on the internet and you respect him even more. Okay. I'm not sure if that's what's needed, but okay. This man has always been straightforward. I respect you even more. May your day longer in good health. We know. Okay. So these are the truth tellers. Just Adeton say, my auntie Binkwe miss us so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Now, you would think that's the end of it, right? I think it's appropriate that I pull this video up at this point. The sister, apparently she lives in London or something like that. She has something to say. And we'll come back to more from Isaac Fayose in a second. Listen to this.
Ayo Fayose, Fayishara. Ayo Fayose, Fayishara Fayose. Boy be. 1 year on your door, boy be. About.
Okay, I'll do some translation. She's speaking Ado Ekiti or Ekiti dialect. She said Ayo Fayishara is the wife of Ayo Fayose. Fayose is the ex-governor. That's the gentleman you're looking at in green. That's the one that just celebrated 65 years young and is being dragged by his own siblings within 2 days. Let's continue.
On your door, boy be. On your door, go
She said, come here. She said, come here. She's dragging the wife. She said the wife who is very religious. No, so she's attacking the wife. Okay. She said, my brother, come here. And then she continued on to drag the wife. I don't know if you know where we're going with this one so far. Okay. Remember, we don't do right and wrong or left or right here or black or white. We're trying to pay attention to some nuances here that we tend to see in our society, right? We have 2 grown adults, siblings to the ex-governor, and they are dragging not just their brother, but it's almost starting to sound. I'll play another video from Isaac with you in a second. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just want you to pay attention to something here as a pattern, especially in our culture, okay? But somehow, they're not just dragging their brother, they are dragging their wife. Let's keep going. Even though she said, I've never abused your wife. What's the better word for abuse? I've never cursed out your wife, or I've never verbally abused your wife or ever before. But what? She said, even when we both lived in London, nothing has ever joined us together before. That sounds like resentment, doesn't? Okay.
Drug dealer, drug dealer.
I'll let her finish.
Oh, why
don't
you like your
the translation?
Oh, number one, no, yummy. Number one, no, yummy, Ninu Ayo. Ìyàwó ẹ jókòó síbẹ̀, ìyàwó Ọlọ́run gígùn ẹlẹ́sìn olórí ibú. Ìyàwó tí ò lóye ẹ̀rìngì ẹ̀yìn obìnrin ẹlẹ́sìn òṣì. Tó jẹ́ pé ejò ni yín, ọká ni yín. Ayọ̀ Fáyọ̀ṣe. Ìyàwó ẹ olòṣì olórí burúkú. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé mo ti pè ẹ́ ò gbé kọ́ọ̀lù mi? Ó gbé kọ́ọ̀lù mi, mo sọ fún ẹ àwọn ọmọ ẹ. Pẹ̀lú ìyàwó ẹ wọ́n jókòó síbẹ̀, wọ́n náà fẹ́ wálé ìyá mi. Ìyá ẹ. wọ́n náà fẹ́ wá lè bọ́ta
Yeah.
wọ́n retí wọn o
Say,
wọ́n náà ti
yeah.
pé Ọọ̀ni Ifẹ̀ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ Ọọ̀ni ẹ má bẹ Ayọ̀ àtàwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ kọ́ má lọ lé ìyá ẹ̀ kó ònú lé o Ọọ̀ni Ifẹ̀ ẹ mọ fámìlì dáadáa ẹ mọ fámìlì Fáyọ̀ṣe dáadáa.
Okay, so at this point, let me do a quick translation. But I can't help but see that she has her nose bridge pierced, bottom lip is pierced, and she has like 2 piercing going on somewhere around here. I can't help but notice that. Obviously, in 2025, only certain type of people will do that. I'll let you be the judge of that. But she said that their mother lives in a house, and Ayo Fayoshe's sons are threatening to go and chase their own grandmother out of the house. That one is a new one for me. I've seen family dysfunction though, but that one is a whole new level for me. Let's keep going.
Ẹ mọ fámìlì Olúwayọ̀ṣe Fáyọ̀ṣe yẹn mọ̀ dáadáa. Ẹ má bẹ Ayọ̀délé Fáyọ̀ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ kọ́ má lọ lé ìyá ẹ̀ kó ònú lé o. Ẹ má lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ ọlọ́run gígùn. Ìyá mi ló mú ìyàwó ẹ̀ wá bá ní London.
She said my mother brought his wife to him in London.
Ìyàwó ọlọ́run gígùn tó pẹ́lẹ́ ẹlẹ́sìn. Ẹ̀yin SU.
Well, she's dragging overly religious people that don't wear earrings, they don't wear anything, no makeup. Fayoshe's wife fall in that category of people.
Only son. And you let you rather than Mama gbé Bible. Mama gbé Bible òṣìkà káàkiri. Ẹ̀yin nìkan lẹ mọ Ọlọ́run, ẹ̀yin lẹ mọ Ọlọ́run, ẹ̀yin olórí burúkú dédé.
Wow.
Àwa tá mọ Ọlọ́run go better yín. Ká ní wípé ìyàwó ẹ̀ aláyé bí báyìí.
She said those of us that don't know God, we are better than the rest of you.
Ká ló wọ́ sínú ilé tó jẹ́
wípé
ọkọ ẹ̀ ló máa rán àwọn àbúrò ẹ̀ lọ sí school. Ká ní ọkọ ẹ̀ ló máa rán àwọn àbúrò ẹ̀ lọ sí school ló máa fà wọ́n fọ́kọ. Kò máa ní jẹ́ kán ṣe é kẹ̀. Níyàwó lórí burúkú yìí, ìyàwó olóṣì tó mú wá láti Ìbàdàn. Ó wá pé ó jókòó síbi ọmọ ẹ̀ drug dealer last born ẹ̀ Bólúṣúkú. Ó ń pè ya tèmi ní bọ́ńbọ̀ wá nà mọ́nú ilé. So
apparently he has 4 big boys. So you call me to your party, I said I don't want to come. So she's the one that chose not to go to the party, right? Isaac kind of said it in a way that he didn't invite anybody to the party, but I'm sure someone like Ayo Fayoshe is speaking and choosing. It's not innocent, though. Trust me. Ayo Fayoshe is not the victim here. Just trust me on all of this.
Money me wá tó disrespect ìyá mi. Oh, they disrespect ìyá tó jọ bí wa kó ní kí máa dress kí máa bọ̀ ní party. Àwọn tó ní mo disrespect ẹ. Jọ kí ni mo fi disrespect ẹ nínú yẹn. Tí wà dá Isaac bá jà àbúrò ẹ̀ Isaac. Mo ti bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ títí bí ọmọ ìyá sí jà. Second born ní last born ló ní mí.
So she's saying him and she said Ayo Fayoshe and the younger brother that they had a conflict. And she kept trying to tell him, like, but you're the older one, you're the older one, and you're the one that can find a middle ground between you and your younger brother. But this doesn't sound like she was just mediating. It sounds like this is also personal to, let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, do you think she was just mediating? Abi, there's some personal stuff here too. You guys will be the better judge.
Mo ti bẹ́ẹ̀ títí bí ọmọ ìyá síjà mo ní ẹ̀gbọ́n mi wọ́n ló lè parí ìjà tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ẹbí mo ní wọ́n ló lè parí ìgbà tí wàtá Isaac tẹjọ́ ń wọlé tẹjọ́ ń wòde tẹjọ́ ń wọlé ta ló mọ̀ sí nígbà tẹjọ́ lọ wàdà tẹjọ́ ń travel tẹjọ́ ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ jọ ta ló bá yín dá sí kò sẹ́ni tó pè sí nígbà tó bá sọ fún Isaac kó máa bú gọ́vnà ìlú kan kó máa bẹ́ẹ̀ bú lágbájá jọ ta ló pè sí nígbà yẹn kò sẹ́ni tó pè sí.
So she's alleging that Governor Fayose would ask Isaac to help drag another governor of another town, but now he's on the receiving end of the same behavior. So you didn't call anybody when both of you were. That's what she's saying, that he was a political thug for his older brother, and now they have issues. But again, is there something personal going on here, or she's just mediating?
You go to party ènìyàn.
So if you are sending people to abuse people, that same snake will face you one day and eat you up.
Money. Ayọ̀délé. Mo ti bẹ́ẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìyá wa. Mo ní jọ̀ọ́. Ìyá yìí àgbàlagbà ní kí ló ṣe fún ẹ oní ẹ kì í bá Isaac sọ̀rọ̀. Jọjọ pé kó lọ Isaac ní. Isaac is almost 60.
She said I told you on the issue of our mother. I've been begging you, appeasing you to please take it easy on our mother. And he said, well, she doesn't, like Ayo Fayose would say, she doesn't speak the truth to Isaac. She's like, do you want, like, Isaac is a grown, that man that was just talking, that's a grown-ass man. Do you want her to beat up? Now, let me give you some inside stuff here. My father was just telling me today that their mother, I'll play the video, I'll show you their mother. And so their mother used to be my father's modern school teacher. And according to my father, his story, that she used to beat the crap out of students back then. Me, I'm not judging her, but I mean, she has 3 kids at the age of 60-something years old each, and they are dragging themselves on the internet. That makes me want to say how markets, but that's crazy because she used to beat the crap. According to my father, she used to beat the crap. And then I also found out that their father was the original principal of the school that I went to, St. John Mary Owo, when it used to be a teacher's college. So this is actually a big family that a lot of people know between Ondo State and Ekiti State. Let's keep going.
Jojo fẹ́ kó má gba ti Isaac kó máa ná Isaac almost 60-year-old ni. Mo bẹ́ẹ̀ nu ló fi ń sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹnu ló fi ń sọ̀rọ̀, ẹnu ló fi máa bá sọ̀rọ̀. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ olórí burúkú olóṣì. Ìyá ni ìgbà tó jẹ́ pé ìyá mi ló mú wá bẹ́ẹ̀ ní London náà lọ́hùn. Ó ti gbàgbé ní jẹ́ iṣẹ́ ẹni.
So once a person takes their wife to go and meet them in London, they owe them their life essentially. But I mean, that's what she's suggesting. Because she's not telling us much. She's just telling that the only thing they've told us so far is that this is a dysfunctional family. But let's talk about family. What is family? Ayo Fayose at the age of 65, as you can imagine, has his own family he created with 4 grown boys already who probably have their own wives already, right? They're probably in their 40s, 30s, and 40s, right? So which family exactly are we talking about? There's a certain level of entitlement that comes with siblings from extended family. I'm going to point that out first. That's not the only lesson, okay? Once your sibling goes and marry another person, every sense of entitlement you have is on you. Yeah. You go to explain. Try to tell us stories from when they took them to London to go and meet somebody and all this kind of stuff.
Explain, because no evidence.
All right, let's have her keep talking.
Nígbà tí ìyá mi.
When my mother.
Túndé Adésanya máa wò mí jọ, sún síwájú. Ó dẹ̀ lè testify sí náà pé ìyá ní ìpapò lórí burúkú ni àfi tó bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀. Túndé Adésanya, àfi tó bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ló kù. Nígbà tí ìyá mi mú Fèyí Ṣara Ọlọ́run gígùn, SU sọnù, tó mú wá bẹ́ẹ̀ ní London gbà tó ní kó bẹ́ẹ̀ mú ìyàwó wá. Ó ti gbàgbé bó ti ìyá mi mọ́ta nínú òtútù.
She said when my mother brought your wife to you in London, you locked my mother outside in the middle of the cold. Honestly, I didn't know I didn't know he lived in London, but apparently he lived in London before he came back to Nigeria to become the big politician that we know today. She said he locked the mother outside with this SU wife of today. Said, this is not the wife I told you to bring to me. This is not the wife that I want. Well, he apparently married that wife and they've lived together. So he listened to his mother at the time, all right? Eventually. Not at that moment, because he locked the mother outside. According to this woman, he locked the mother outside in the cold with that woman at that time.
Hey. Mo dákẹ́, mo jọ gbogbo family yín, mo ń wù ẹ́, ní ìsàn kankan, mo dákẹ́, mo rí ẹ̀rẹ́ gẹ̀rẹ́gẹ̀rẹ́gẹ̀rẹ́gẹ̀, mo ń ṣe dáadáa, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi pẹ̀lẹ́, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi jọ, wọ́n wá bí ẹ lé, wọ́n bí orí ẹ mọ́ ìdí ẹ, ọmọ ẹ ṣúkú, ọmọ ẹ jọ. So
what pissed her off right now is that your son is now talking to my mother, his own grandmother, to get out of the house.
Ọmọ ẹnìgbà wọ́n wá pè ìyá tèmi bí bọ́bọ̀ wà lè bọ́ta nílé tí wọ́n bá lè bọ́ta nílé àsàrà ló máa sọ pa gbogbo yín tí ò bá lọ lè bọ́ta nínú ilé ó ti gbàgbé pé wọ́n ló sọ fún màmí pé kó lọ ta àwọn ilé tó ní wípé kí ló fẹ́ máa fi lé ṣe inú fúláàtì yẹn ìgbà tí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tó ṣaláìsí wọ́n ló ní kó máa bọ̀ láti Ìbàdàn ló dẹ̀ fi mọ́nú fúláàtì tó fi sí ló fi mọ́nú fúláàtì yẹn bọ́ọ̀gì ṣe ń wọ́ lómi ń sun síbẹ̀ ló jókòó síbẹ̀ wàá máa sọ.
My guess, let me read Uncle Beno. So Uncle Beno said, I don't know what happened, but as soon as I heard the wife says Fayose is guilty as charged. I hear you. Now, my own, right? This woman is entitled. this one that's talking right now, and I have a feeling all the siblings are entitled. They probably feel like their brother never did enough for them. And I'll prove it to you. There's one more other thing I'll play for you. I'll prove it to you in a second here. You remember here that Governor Fayose is not a victim. I'm not suggesting that. Because sometimes I know I want to pick one side by force. Feel free to pick a side, but he's not a victim. That's my own take on this one. But these people here are entitled. AF. Let's keep going.
Mo dẹ̀ ń bẹ́ẹ̀ lójoojúmọ́ mo ní ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ìwọ ló lè parí ìjà yìí mo ní màmí ò lè nu Isaac ṣé ìyá wa lè nu Isaac ẹjọ́ gbogbo yín tẹ̀ ń wò mí which one of you
as an older
person now can your parents pick you and beat you? Of course it's not possible.
So his beef with his mother is that the mother is not speaking truth to Isaac, scolding Isaac and telling Isaac that basically he wants the mother to say Isaac is wrong, right? And that's the beef that Fayose has with his own mother, which allegedly he did not invite his own mother to his 65th birthday celebration. That all dignitaries around Nigeria, ex-President Obasanjo was there. By the way, he did not invite his own mother, but ex-President Obasanjo dragged him at his own. I'm going to show you his reply to President Obasanjo in a second. The president, vice president of Nigeria was at that party. Your favorite, the minister of the federal capital of Nigeria, she would say federal capital of thieves. Wike was at that party. Everybody, like a bunch of big people were at that party. Big guys, politicians, the biggest people. I don't know where this party was. Was it in Ado or in Abuja? I'm not sure. But anyway, mother was not invited. Mother was not there. So obviously, 2 days later, everywhere scatter.
Your parents if you do something wrong, your parents can only talk. They can only talk. But if you are the elder,
so you're supposed to be the elder.
You want us to treat you like the head of the house. You are head of the house. You are
the wife has been collecting stray bullets right from the very beginning. We still don't know what she did wrong, outside of the fact that she's SU. You can't beat Nigerians at this game. Nigerians they carry last. Let's keep going. Kolo cream.
Káníyàwó ẹ̀ ń lo cream tó kó yẹ ìwà anú ẹ̀ ó ju ìwà àwọn tó ń lo yẹ́rìngì ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí tẹ̀ ń bóra tẹ̀ ń lo yẹ́rìngì tẹ̀ ń dó fòtòfòtò tẹ̀ ń ṣe kíní káàkiri tẹ̀ ń ṣoògùn ìwà yín bẹ́tà ìyàwó Fáyọ̀ṣe ìwà yín bẹ́tà bàjẹ́bàjẹ́ ṣé kí bó ṣe dákẹ́ yẹn èṣù ilé wa lẹ́ ń wò yẹn èṣù ilé wa òun lẹ́ ń wò yẹn.
She said the devil of their family is the wife. Don't tell me this is the first time you're hearing something like this, okay? The devil of our family is the wife. It can't be nothing else. This is a consistent story in Nigeria. It's always the wife who is the devil of the family. I don't know what happened with like Uncle Bendo. I'm just saying this tends to be the consistent story.
Ìyàwó Ayọ̀ Fáyọ̀ṣe èṣù ilé wa ni. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé mi bá yín lọ́wọ́ sọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ láti jọ? Mi ò bá yín lọ́wọ́ sí.
If you're enjoying the show, hit the like button or please hit the like button.
Gbogbo bí tẹ́ nílé sí London ni màá lọ bá yín gbé bánà lọ síbẹ̀. Pé ẹ gbà mí o, tí nǹkan bá ṣe ìyá mi. Màá dún ẹ láti wájú, màá dún ẹ látẹ̀yìn. Ṣé ọ̀rẹ́ mi ẹ̀ ṣọmọ Nàìjíríà rere? Wọ́n dẹ̀ mèmí ní London pé má gbádùn lórúkọ mi. Màá dín fún ẹ jẹ nígboro London. Ayamoke, it's been a while. I miss you here too. Èmi,
what is she, a content creator?
Mo sọ fún ẹ. Àárọ̀ ìmọ̀ títí pè ẹ́. Mo ní ọmọ ẹ pé àwọn ọmọ ẹ àti ìyàwó ẹ wọ́n pe ìyá mi.
She said she just called him this morning.
Wípé wọ́n bọ̀ wá lè bọ́ta nínú ilé. Wípé tí ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀ àti gate man tó bá jàporó, wípé wọ́n máa nà wọ́n mọ́. Kò ní dáa fún ẹ, kò ní. Èèyàn ṣe bá dé 65 ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ kú. Joshua ti lọ forí ẹ bẹ rí pé tó bá ti pé 65 ló máa kú. Ìyàwó ẹ olóṣì má ṣàǹfààní. Ká sọ wípé nínú ẹbí èmi rí sórí ibi tèmi ti fi ọkọ rí. Ibi tí èmi ti fi ọkọ. Àwọn mẹ́ta nínú àkọ́bí ilé wọn, third born wọn, àyà wọn, mo mú wọn wọ̀ lóyìnbó yìí.
She said where she married her husband, so clearly she's no longer married. But where she married her husband, that she brought all like a bunch of 3 siblings, she brought them to London. Where's she getting that with that? Let's see.
Mi ò gbà wọ́n fún mi ní omi rí nínú ilé yẹn. Omi wọ́n fún mi rí ní ìlú ilé yẹn.
She said they didn't give her water
Títí
in
kan
that
ọmọ
house.
ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ mo tún mú wá lù yẹn, ọmọ kan ṣoṣo tó bí yẹn mo mú wá lù yẹn.
Okay, she did all of these things for all these people and the family she was married to, and did not give her a drop of water to drink in that house. Okay.
Mo ṣe sí ilé ọkọ. Ọkọ ò ṣe fẹ́mi. Ibi tèmi ti lọ́kọ, alábàámùsà ni wọ́n. Èmi ò lórí ọkọ olówó. Ṣùgbọ́n mo fẹ́ wọn bẹ́ẹ̀. Ilé ibi tèmi ti fọ́kọ, mo ra mọ́tò fún bàbá ọkọ mi. Mo ṣí ṣọ́ọ̀bù fún.
She said she bought a car for her father-in-law and her. She opened a shop for what?
Ìyá ọkọ mi. Ìgbà kan lòun wá tayọ̀, ó lòun wá tomi, ó lòun wá ta gbogbo tó lòun fẹ́ tà ni mo fi tẹ́ lọ́rùn. Even àti mo jí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, ó máa make sure pé gbogbo mọ́tò tó kó wá láti London, èyí tí yóò tà mọ́nú kan ní sí airport, ọ̀dọ̀ bàbá ọkọ mi ló máa kó lọ, kí bàbá yẹn lè rówó náà. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ who she help, ẹ̀jọ̀ ẹ̀ bá ń bí léèrè.
So who did your wife help? That's what she was getting at. The wife of Ayo Fayose has not helped anybody in their family of Fayose.
She help.
Oh, wow.
Ká sọ wípé àwọn àbúrò ẹ̀ Ayọ̀délé, ká ní àwọn àbúrò ẹ̀ ìgò bẹ̀tà ni wọ́n tó máa ń retí ẹ̀ kó rán wọn lọ sí school. Irú ìyàwó olóṣì olórí burúkú tó gbé dání kò lè jẹ́ kó help àwọn àbúrò ẹ̀.
Wow.
Èwo ló rán lọ sí school ní gbogbo wa. Okay, o fẹ́ lọ rán mi lọ St. Teresa 6 months. Kò ní dáa fún ẹ. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé bí 10 years lèmi àti ẹ ṣe jà tó lọ́rọ̀ owó kan pè mí àti ẹ.
She said, did you know that we fought for 10 years? Because she said there was some money between us. They didn't talk for 10 years. Siblings that didn't talk for 10 years, they do them day. That one, I've seen that one. But dragging themselves on the internet like this, you might see one person to another, but all three of them at the same time. I think there's one more somewhere. I'll play that video for you in a second.
Bọ́sì bí wá gbọ́rọ̀ orí ẹ̀ lẹ́ni ayé ò ní dáa. Mo ṣì pè ẹ́ ní last week. Gbogbo voice note wa ló wà lórí fóònù mi. Mo ní ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ìwọ ló lè parí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú family. Gbogbo ìgbà ni mo máa ń sọ fún ẹ. Máa ní Bọ̀dáyọ̀, Gov, ẹ̀yin lè parí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Máa lẹ́yìn lè parí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Mo ní màámi, tí ìwọ àti màámi bá jà, torí ìwọ àti màámi, torí ìwọ àti Isaac ń jà, ò ní fún màámi lówó oúnjẹ. Torí ìwọ àti Isaac màámi.
He said, when you and Isaac, you are fighting, you won't give my mother money for food.
But màámi pé 70, when she turned 70, did you come to her birthday? You did not come because you are fighting Isaac because of 6 million naira.
So he did not come to the mother's 70th birthday because he was fighting Isaac at the time because of 6 million naira. Okay, aura for aura.
Lórí burúkú ni ẹ́, o fẹ́ gbọ́rọ̀ ni. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé mi bẹ̀rẹ̀ dáńsì láti jọ ẹ̀? Tí àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ Ayọ̀ Fayose.
Well, she's saying you're an unfortunate person.
Tí wọ́n bá lọ lé màá mi bọ́ta nù lẹ́yìn, ayé ò ní dáa. Ṣọ́rí kú tó pè sí rẹ̀ yẹn nígbà tó ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ dé 65 yìí, ikú náà ló máa pàpà pa ẹ́. Tí ò bá lọ, tí àwọn ọmọ yẹn ò bá lọ lé bá mi síta, lẹ́ni, ayé ò ní dáa.
What is this that she's inside the trailer?
Àti wú àtàwọn ọmọ ẹ̀.
I can see the ceiling right there. Anyway, this is a summary according to shout out to Lagos lately. Say, Ayo Fayose, I have no business with your wretched wife. Your son, who is a drug dealer, said he would go to our mother's house and beat her. Your long-necked wife heard all this and kept mute. That useless pretender who doesn't use earrings and is worse than a snake. The Oni of Ife has been notified of this. Oni, please let them do their worst. It was our mother that took this woman he called his wife to him in London that year. If Ayo was the breadwinner of the family, his wife would not have allowed him to do anything for his siblings. It's good you also have 4 boys. That is how their wives would do to you too. Ayo, you invited me for your birthday, but I refused to show up because you disrespected our mom. You said our mom didn't talk to Isaac to stop insulting you. Is Isaac a baby? When things were smooth between the two of you, who did you call? Ayo Fayose's sister, Bosse, drags him. Let me read this one comment. Somebody said, as a younger family raising children and also who are yet to born, learn and make sure you raise your children with love. Teach them and force them how to love one another. Teach and force the oldest one how to settle disputes among siblings and everyone. This is a serious lesson. So disheartening to watch as a young man of 30 hoping to have mine at the right time. God will guide me. Anyway, these issues are everywhere. This is Governor Fayose on the right hand side, and on the left and right next to my face is Isaac Fayose, his younger brother. Okay, so I want to hear your take on this, but wait, though. Let's finish. Let me read what Ayo Fayose said to Baba Obasanjo a day after his party. One day after his party, you can see the picture of Baba Obasanjo hanging out. You can see all the dignitaries, the vice president of Nigeria, Wike, Baba Obasanjo. You know, you can see all these people there, right? All right. So now, after Baba Obasanjo insulted him at his own party, a day after, somewhere around a day after, Ayo Fayose, the one that's been dragged by his siblings, had this to say to ex-president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo. He said, this was supposed to be a thank you note, by the way. Let me see. Where is it? Aha, dear Baba Obasanjo, I trust this meets you well. You're coming to my birthday party. I appreciate, except for your very irresponsible comments at your age. You went so low, but I'm not surprised because someone once said you are supposed to be kept away in the zoo. Sincerely, that's where you belong. Ouch. I kept quiet and did not reply you at the function so that the world will know the difference between a sane and a madman that you are. It is also obvious that you have also lost your sanity, or should I say is the heightened stage of dementia. Not to worry, Baba. I shall set the record straight in due course of time. Lastly, I shall appreciate if you return my money, since you publicly admitted you received but Dangote brought you back. Your leopard will never change his skin. The letter reads. Now, the former president replied tacitly. Of course, Baba Obasanjo know they carry last. He said, Ayo, thanks for your thank you message, which undisguisedly revealed who and what you are, unchanged and unchangeable. Your money has been sent back through Folusho Adiagbo, who brought it, and in the same bag as he brought it, unopened by me. Wow. 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 Oh, these people. Let me see. Oh, no, I can't play that. It's bass bulls everywhere. Bass bulls. One man, all of his siblings, Power Obasanjo, the whole world, I bet he's going to claim he's the victim. No, don't get it twisted. Ayo Fayose is never a victim. Okay? If you come for him, you are, what does VDM say? If you come, and if he comes for you, yeah, I forgot the full saying. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Now, with that being said, Isaac Fayose has more to say, and then I'll give my very brief take on that. And let me see. Yeah, this one right here. Okay, let's do this, guys. Let's do this.
Bible says, honor your father and your mother so your days can be long. So your days can be long. When you refuse to honor your father and your mother, you are bringing a generational curse to yourself. Generational. People can be supporting you. Data boys can be talking. Is that how they treat their mother? A wife that called herself born again, she doesn't use earring. She said, I'm a born again Christian. I'm a born again Christian.
These people not using earring.
She has refused to call the mother-in-law for years. Even mother-in-law didn't show up at the party. She could not call. Mama, what is happening to you? Why didn't you come? But she had time to call former president. Please grace our occasion. If the mother is a witch, will you be able to marry him? If the mother is a witch, will he be able to be former governor? And you call yourself born again? You are born wuru wuru.
Jesus Christ.
Wuru wuru. You are not born again. Bible didn't tell us that. Bible say honor your father and your mother. And you are boys. All your children are boys. They are watching. Nemesis will catch up on you. You have time to call others. But your mother-in-law, she's not a witch. She prayed for the guy to be governor twice. She stood by him. Suddenly, you want to have everything to yourself. Is she begging for food? No. But you chose to be like this. The Bible curse is waiting for you. You know yourself. Ekushe. Bible says, honor your father and your mother.
That's what he had to say to the wife. So he's also attacking the wife. Let me play this video for you.
I watch video of my half brother. We just come, they send that money from Canada, making come represent sibling. My half brother. My brother. Now Uber carry you come the party. Now Uber they carry you go back. If your brother is good for 8 years as governor, you know if buy you come on Corolla. But I just you can't they do video. My brother is the best in the world. Where were you when we were campaigning 2002? When we were donating? Where were you, sir? You were in Canada. So they send you money to come and counter us. And you don't come. You they praise them. But remember, as you they praise my brother, now Uber carry you come the party. Now Uber they carry you go back. Why he no buy motor for you if he's the best brother in the world? In your dudu, oniwa dudu, black people with black mind. I watch video of my.
Okay, so that's another one. He's attacking his half brother. So apparently, there's a half brother somewhere. You know, their father probably had multiple wives. You can see him celebrating his mother. This is the mother that he posted. Just this woman looks like she's probably in her 80s. But there's another video of they have another brother apparently. I mean, they all look alike, Sha. If that's a brother, they all look alike. All right, so this caption from Isaac Fayose says, "Sweet Mother Thanksgiving, my best brother, being Doc." Is that like Dr. Bimbo or something? Whatever you do in life, make sure you have more than one children, in case one abandons you in your old age. All right. Someone said Bobimbo has always been a sweet person. He looks like he's a sweet one. Everybody else just scatter everywhere. Okubedo, I'll drop that link for you if you want to come in real quick. But Ogal, where should I go here? I feel like because of the point you're making, Okubeno, I should leave this show in a very, very sweet place. There's something that can get all of us thinking, get all of us thinking. Very, very important. I mean, look at it. They look like her too. All right. So the mother is doing the Thanksgiving here, and that's one of their brothers. So being doc, he must be like a doctor or something. I don't know, but whatever. But I know personally, I know too many families like this. So I'm trying to pick my words very wisely. Let me see what Natsu is saying. Let's leave that at that. We're talking about. I'm gonna leave this show here. If we're interested in talking more about it, we will continue to talk about it. But let me just read what Natu said. Natu, this sound like my husband, three siblings that think he is American and he should put them on payroll. They want to do anything tangible. Before they want to do that, before I used to give them money, but since they sat in a meeting and called me names in front of me, Natu. Anytime they come for anything, I send them to their brother and they don't like. But I know one day they will tag me like Fayose's wife. This is a Nigerian culture. And the funny thing, they don't have to be SUs before they are labeled that way. If they're SUs, of course, they tend to, not all of them, they tend to segregate themselves from the general public or general ways of life, and they have a way of life. And even more so, they will tag them that way. Even more so, they will tag them that way. But let me talk to Uncle Beno. Uncle Beno, talk to me, brother. Let me bring you to the screen. Yes, Uncle Beno, how far, sir?
Hey, MOP, how far, Baba?
How you doing?
I did try to survive. I'm actually at work, and you shared the link at the right time, just when I'm taking my break.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
I'm not trying to preempt your show, okay? But
you're good.
I'm just trying to be funny when I said, so far, the Fayose wife is an SU. Fayose is guilty.
Explain what you mean by that.
Okay, I'm gonna make some statement now. I will try as much as possible not to generalize,
Okay.
but I will say many of the women who happens to be SU, many of them usually turn out to be terrible wives to their in-laws. It may not be to their husband, but they used to be terrible wives to the in-laws. So in case anybody will walk out do me that's boss, maybe we know where we go argue from.
But you said
Don't get me.
tend to. I think that's safe. I think it's safe to say tend to.
Yeah, they tend to be terrible wives to in-laws. The reason is that, first of all, I'm sorry, I will still generalize a little bit. Religion has
This is
done.
the SU wife, by the way, if you're wondering. Right here. Go ahead.
I think I saw her when Baba Obasanjo was at the event or something.
Right.
Anyway, I am not a member of their family, but I think I've listened to Isaac Fayose here and there. And at the same time, I've also monitored Fayose's activity on the political terrain for some time. And if I have to give my candid opinion, Fayose may be a very nice individual to those in his circle. He may be a fantastic father to his children, but when it comes to generally, Fayose has some kind of not very impressive character. When he talks, he lacks social awareness. He's insultive. He demonstrates the character of somebody who is full of himself. That is just to me, based on me assessing him from his political life. He seems like somebody who is vindictive, who is equally entitled, based on what I know about him from political point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when his brother started dragging him, his brother have said so many things about their family growing up and everything. And I gathered from Isaac Fayose that they are actually well-to-do in their family. Not that they are suffering.
Right.
They all owe. They get money for hand. Okay, they are good. But after Obasanjo went to that birthday, and even Obasanjo can't hold himself, that Baba has to behave like a typical Yoruba papa where they village, where no send anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I've also, I've at least I've followed Obasanjo to some extent. Obasanjo has a lot of enemies, but at the same time, he has, at least, he has kind of amend his ways, forgive those he can forgive, and also apologize to those he can apologize to, and life goes on. If there is somebody who is way antagonizing, who has antagonized Obasanjo for a very long time, is the current president, Tinubu. And
Mm.
if in all indication, why Tinubu was running for president, if Obasanjo can restrain himself from lambasting Tinubu, if he can also at least give Tinubu some decorum and respect when they are in public space, I
Right.
think Baba can also
I can't hear you anymore. Or is it me? I can't hear you anymore. Maybe you got a call. You must have gotten a call. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, let me know. I think I'm audible. I can see my meter. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad to watch this. I've seen this a couple of times in my lifetime. Particularly witchcraft accusations, yes, within family. Um, in-law issues, entitled siblings, wife completely losing themselves in the middle of in-law dynamics. You know, um, even such, let me bring Uncle Beno back.
hello
Welcome.
MOP.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
Okay, sorry, I received a call. Even though
yeah,
I'm on don't disturb, one call still came in. So what I'm
yeah.
saying is that if Baba Obasanjo cannot at least peer by Fayose on his birthday, if you can still go ahead and still lambast him on his own birthday,
Mm-hmm.
that also tell a lot about Fayose's character. And then the
Yeah.
Fayose's reply, the open letter to Obasanjo, also tells so much about his character too.
Even
And
the
that
reply.
brings, yes, so even the
Mm-hmm.
reply is as terrible as ever. So
Yeah.
that tells a lot about his character. And in all of this, I just wanted to tie it to his wife. And I'm speaking from my usual traditional point of view now.
Mm-hmm.
We can look at westernization, exposure. Oh, relationship has evolved. We cannot do things the same way, the old school way. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fact remains that if you are a Nigerian, you are still a Nigerian no matter where you found yourself. If you are a Nigerian and you marry to a Nigerian man, there are some expectations that your exposure cannot wash away. There are some expectations from the family that your education, your I sabi everything. Oh, you can categorize it. This one is misogynistic. That one is chauvinistic. That one is this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It won't wash it away. They are patriarch. You know, I told you. I say it all the time on my show. I usually just turn a kind of deaf ear. Once
Mm-hmm.
somebody is talking and you start saying, when they did it, they are misogynistic, I just like, okay, okay. I don't hear. I rest. There are some things in our culture you can't pray it away. Even if you are SU, if you are Babagio, Mamagio. So I'm saying all of this to let you know that that wife, the reason they are attacking that wife is because that woman has not moved as a matured woman who understood the African family dynamics, especially the Yoruba marriage dynamic. Now, Fayose sister comes down, everybody comes down. Fayose is having his birthday. None of his siblings are there. No matter how we want to paint it, we
I
can
mean, she
call
said
this.
she didn't want to come though. What
Uh,
about that part?
I forget how your brother go dey celebrate 65 years old that you don't want to be there, you didn't want to cut it. It's because the guy and his wife, they don't mend their ways. That's just what happened. I get it. Maybe the family, if you say they are entitled, yes, almost all African family entitlement they one way or the other. And we know it's part of us. It's just that we have to manage the level of entitlement. But whether you like it or not, entitlement will always be there. Your younger brother will still believe that if you are blessed, you are rich, you are supposed to be responsible for them. Your brothers, your sister, your siblings, everybody will still believe that if God bless you, you are supposed to do certain things for their papa and their mama.
So Uncle Beno,
It's part
question.
of us.
Don't you think that is single-handedly enough to cause all this kind of drama? That entitlement alone, you don't think single-handedly can cause all this drama?
I don't it depends on how we want to look at it. If we say single-handedly, I don't think it's single-handedly because in their own case, they are doing well. You feel me now? They are
What do you mean doing
doing
well?
well. They are doing well financially. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Fayose and his wife, Governor Fayose and his wife. They're doing well
All their
financially.
family, Fayose and his siblings, they are doing fine.
Oh yeah, all of them. Okay.
Isaac Fayose is riding G-Wagon.
Yeah, but that's financially. I'm talking about we know this guy. Let me, in fact, I was going to show you that he was. Let me see if I can show you that they're doing well, but that's often not enough. That's just money, right? At some point,
Yeah.
we all need more than just money. Although he claimed that he was, I think he claimed that he was crying for the nation. I think at one point because he's fighting for the nation. He's a truth teller. He speaks truth to the power. He was even dragging Tinubu earlier on today. Let me see. I think he has. Okay, the video is right here. Let me play this video for you. See?
You mean
that you are
Isaac?
Yeah, this is Isaac. See?
arrogant. You that you are rich and very arrogant.
He said, "You that you are rich and very arrogant." So he gets the point I'm trying to make too. That money is not everything, right? If you have
Agreed.
dysfunctional relationships, what is it worth? It's worth nothing. Your childhood memory, some of your best memories from childhood, you can't even. All of us dream about one day we will do small reunion and everybody will be happily ever after. But now we have all this money and status, and we can't make that happen because of pride. So I'm just going back to your point too, that they have everything. So I'm going to ask the question again. The entitlement that comes from some of these people, extended family, right? There's nothing wrong with doing for your own people, but the entitlement, you don't think that single-handedly can destroy families?
The entitlement.
Yes.
Entitlement cannot single-handedly destroy family. It depends on what type of entitlement we're talking about. Look, like I said now, MOP,
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Even right here in America, many of our people, they have their parents living with them. Their parents that they brought from Nigeria, they are living with them and they are providing for them. There are men who have wives that the men brought their own dad, mom, and their parents are living in the same house with their wives. And they are living in peace. Somehow they manage to accommodate each other. So a lot of people are doing it. Now, Why are those people doing it? Why do they decide that, okay, let my parent live with us, even though there are times that the wife or the parent, they were going to create some kind of inconvenience for the wife, but still, they still feel like, I want my parent to live with us. Is because we know that there are certain things we are responsible for based on our culture and tradition and our beliefs, our norms, and all of that. Now, and I'll give you a typical example. If my mom is still alive today, I
Mhm.
promise you, MOP, my mom will be in this US with us. Because even though I'm the youngest of her male child, I still believe that the fact that I can afford to accommodate my mom, to give her better life, to take care of her, health-wise, everything, I will still want to like provide for her. Now, that does not take away the fact that maybe I might bring my mom, and my mom may be giving my wife headache. It might even get to a point that I can't take it no more, and I'll say, you know what, Mama, it be like say you have to go back. But the point I'm making is that
Mhm.
it is ingrained in us. It is part of us that when God bless you, there are certain expectations that you are supposed to meet. That's what I'm saying. Now, if those expectations you were supposed to meet, if you are not doing it, and you have what it takes to do it, your siblings may begin to frown at your wife's involvement. The only thing that can save your wife now is if your wife played her role and it is obvious to the siblings that ìyàwó bọ̀dá mi ó ń try gan o, na my bọ̀dá na him no wan do wetin he suppose do, that automatically exonerates the wife.
Hmm.
That's the point I'm making. But there are some women that even when they see that their husband is moving mad, maybe because of what the husband's siblings have done to the husband, they notice
Hmm.
that this husband, they've really done my husband wrong, and my husband is within his right to do this or that to his siblings. But some women, they will still step in. They will still tell their husband that, hey, babe, these people, they have really, really show you shaggy. But
Hmm.
let's not move this way. Let's find another solution for the sake of tomorrow. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Now, there are some women that as soon as they see that these siblings, they are really terrible, they've done my husband bad, those women will simply say, you know what, or family ini is your family matter. I don't want to put them out. Just do whatever you like. Baba, it will come back to hurt that woman. The siblings will still find a way to, in fact, they can literally forget about the fact that their brother is a terrible human being, and they will just place the whole blame on the wife's head. If
So
you if you get my point,
are you suggesting that's what's happening here? That these siblings are evil?
I'm not saying they are evil, they have their story, but I'm just saying that from my experience and from what I've observed with people who call themselves SU, whoa, mm, mm, that woman,
Mm.
that wife hand, he get her CB. Obasanjo said to the woman right there on public podium, say, "Ìwà àtọkọ ẹ, ìwà yín ò dáa." How about that? Is Obasanjo the assembly? I don't know if you
Yeah,
get what I'm saying now.
but that's speaking of Obasanjo. That's Obasanjo talking, though.
Oh,
How much
oh.
weight exactly would you like me to put on Obasanjo's words? Look at Obasanjo in this
No.
picture. Does it not look like he's getting ready to run away from this guy? Uh, how much weight exactly do you want to put on Baba's words in this respect? You know, let me say this, Uncle Beno. You asked me, you say you wanted to know my take on this. There's multiple layers to this issue we're looking at. I will have to address it one relationship at a time. You understand what I'm saying? Um, the one person in the center of all of this, if I want to keep it simple, I will focus on the one person in the center of all of this, and that's Governor Fayose. Because He's supposed to be the governor of the whole state, ex-governor, meaning other governors are now looking up to him. He's supposed to be the Olori of his own family. That's the word I was trying to remember the other day. Olori of his own family. Okay, so he's clearly failed at that. When I say fail, it doesn't mean it's his fault. Everybody should remember that. Okay, the point is that leadership carries a lot of responsibility, and oftentimes you will be tested. You're not going to be tested by people that are easy to lead. It's like when men say that women this that like no, but leading a woman in the form of marriage, it's not easy. That's what separates the competent men from the incompetent men. That's the one thing. It is not this fantasy that it should be easy to lead women. Followers should have their own skills too. It's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Right? You're going to be tested as a leader because it is difficult to lead people. So Olori, as a governor of a state, right? As a governor of a state dealing with a person of the caliber of General Obasanjo, who is now think of him as ancestor, our grandfather. He's supposed to be taking care of him now. He's clearly done a terrible job in his relationship with Olusegun Obasanjo too. Olusegun Obasanjo has, right? It's like imagine like the example you were just giving, right? My mother come and live with me, right? And there's an altercation between my mother and my wife. That's my responsibility. I didn't say they should start fighting, so it's obviously not my fault. But that issue is my responsibility. So now that Antito Lumu repete ni London yen, the sister.
Yeah.
You have a sister like that, you're going to be you need skills to lead such a sister. Because clearly the day that kind of person blow up, they're going to scatter and cast you. Now she's telling stories of how you married somebody from 20 years ago. That doesn't really carry any weight, obviously, because she's been married to this woman for years, decades now. They have grown children. I was just looking at wedding pictures of one of the children. So it's too late to be telling such stories.
You think so?
A tainu, 3 stomach, like Baba Suwe said. A tainu, jealousy.
Wait to MOP.
Envy, don't pa
MOP.
people.
Can you hear me, MOP?
I can hear you, yes, sir.
So you were saying how the woman got married to Fayose, it doesn't count in what they got going on now.
I did a whole video on that. How people got married is relevant, especially decades later. You're responsible for that relationship. You're in a relationship with this person, and you're talking about how the relationship started. It's irrelevant. We can use it to this is this person's behavior. But till now, the only thing this woman has done wrong is being an SU.
I don't think so. Even though they are not giving us the full details.
For what we know now, maybe we don't know them. For what we know, is that correct or not? Factually speaking, from what we know, the only thing she's done wrong is being an SU. We already acknowledge that if they have a different lifestyle from everybody else, like that Antito Lumu repertoire, right? Obviously, she's not going to feel free around her SU in her house. They have 2 different type of lifestyles.
I agree with that.
That's fair. That's fair. And I think Fayose is a pastor too himself. So they have different lifestyle. In addition to his coconut head as a radical, toutish politician, you're mixing oil and water here.
I don't think mixing oil and water, MOP. One of the things that I do, I have this saying that I kind of believe in strongly.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody looks weird, look at that person deeply. You will find something weird in their character.
If they look weird,
if somebody's appearance,
yes, they're called eccentric.
If their appearance look weird, just check their character deeply. There is something weird about them. That appearing weird is coming from a place of difference. It's coming from a place of distinct belief, some basic principles, some way of life that is unconventional.
Like wayward.
I'm not saying it doesn't mean they are a bad person, but it just means that
but there's something
their
there.
appearance sometimes tells you something somewhere.
Yes. Yes, now.
There is something non-conforming about this person. So, and
Mm-hmm.
that applies to the SU situation as well as until we carry rings full everywhere. So, I
Let me
agree
let
with you on
me
that one that
let me
both of them, their character, they may not match, but
Yeah, they don't, but that's probably very little in compared to the other factors, because after all, that's his sister, right? At the end of the day, that's
Mhm.
his sister. And it looks
Okay,
like he probably brought her to London too. She didn't mention that part, but he probably brought her to London too.
okay.
That
Now,
that story that she was
okay.
telling on how they came to London, she was not in London at the time. She's telling the mother's story.
Hmm.
The mother is not innocent. She's a culprit.
Hmm.
Okay. Remember, mother is mother. Oh. Don't get me wrong. Oh. In fact, let me read Yetasi's comments here. Yetasi says, I got you. We cannot abandon our parents. Women have to consider their in-laws as their own parents, and in-laws have to have boundaries, not to
Thank
interfere
you.
too much in their son's married life. Where do you think that lady is
Thank you.
getting? Where did she get the story that I got locked out in the code? That she got locked out in the code with the now wife?
Hmm.
In
It's
other
coming
words,
from the mom.
Ayo Fayose did not want this woman initially. That's what
Hmm.
she was saying. But he eventually did marry this woman, and it's been decades. What do you want me to do with that story, Uncle Beno? Tell me. You think that
Oh,
stories tell us something? Tell me. I'm listening, sir. Ah, somebody has called him again. Just in that moment. Voila, voila, voila. Just in that moment. Anyway. So yes, our parents, women have to consider their in-laws as their own parents, and in-laws have to see. The issue is that a lot of people approach marriage with this in mind, but when life starts to present itself as per normal, it's very hard to manage those relationships. Uncle Beno, welcome back, sir.
yeah, no verse now. This
Oh,
scammers call again. Oh.
I know. So I'm asking you the question again. What do you want us to extract out of that? That Ayo
That it,
Fayose locked his own mother out with a wife to be, and he said he didn't want this woman.
okay. First off, if I have to work with that information,
Mm-hmm.
it tells us that this wife and the mama, they have history,
Mm-hmm.
and history is key. Now we know that in most cases, when mothers are the one who found wife for their sons, most time it doesn't work out. Their character may clash. Only few occasions that the wife and the husband, they will gel from the get-go. Mostly it may take years before they finally accept each other. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if we flip it around, let's assume a mother find a very good girl and she say, oh Omoy, she has good character. I think
Right.
this girl will make a good wife for my son.
Uh-huh.
And ordinarily, the son wouldn't have even looked at the side of that lady if he was searching for wives all by himself. But the mama brought the girl now. The girl got married to the son. They gel. Life turns out good. The husband become very successful. The wife is doing great. The wife is a nice woman.
Uh-huh.
Would you say whatever the wife is doing to the mother in terms of good deeds, because there are some amazing women out there that they took care of their mother-in-law as if she's their mom. Many
Mm-hmm.
women like that. Now, why do you think that woman, even 20 years later, 30 years later, she's still cherishing that mama, she's still taking care of that mama? Are you going to tell me that the care she's providing for that mama, it has nothing to do with the fact that the mama was the one that brought her to marry her husband? Will you say it has nothing to do with it?
I mean, I don't know, because the story is not all the way correlating. The person you brought
Is
to be with your son is now at odds with you. I want to know what that means.
what it means, the relevance of that information that that sister is hampering on is that "Ó gbàgbé olóore ẹ." I don't know how to express
I
that in
I
English.
I got it. I got it. So the mother-in-law did her a favor by
Yes.
making her the wife of her own
Yes.
son, but now she's forgotten about that.
She's forgotten about that. That is the relevance of that story. And
I
it's
got it.
because
I
of,
got it.
and it's coming from a place of whatever that has happened within their family dynamics over the years. Now, I agree with your take that using that as justification to now go after the wife is irrelevant. I agree with that because there are situations whereby a mama can bring you to marry his son, and the mama can actually turn out to become a Mack truck, an
Mhm.
enemy against you in the marriage. So there are many situations like that.
Yeah, because
But I
they can
think
hold they can. There's a lot of mother-in-laws that hold that around your neck, and they will use that to manipulate you for years. Like,
exactly,
without me, you are a nobody, and you can
exactly,
disappear overnight. And now it gets
exactly.
worse when the son says, "No, but this is my wife. Why are you talking to my wife like that?"
Yeah, exactly. So if I am the one to look at their situation, I won't throw that information away. That is one. Two, another thing they said, which me, I want to believe up to 80% is the sister kept hammering that Fayose's youngest son said they were gonna come to a house and they will throw their grandmom
Yeah.
out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Fayose said nothing about it. The wife said nothing about it. Now, in Yoruba, I don't know, those who are westernized, it might not make sense to them, but for me personally, in Yoruba, in my own Ondo, where I'm coming from,
Mm.
that's a big deal. If it's my own mom, my
Mm-hmm.
brother's last son, whatever they got going on, his last son now said he's coming to throw my mother out of the house.
So let's take a deep breath here, Uncle Beno. I promise. I want you to keep going. I want you to keep going. That point where you are right now, if that was you, what would you do?
Now, if that was me, my reaction would be based on the step taken by the father as well as the mother of that child. Am I
Oh,
making sense with you?
so you will speak to the father and the mother, and then you will.
Now, that's what I'm saying. My
Yes.
reaction is
Okay.
going to depend on after your son make
Thank
this
you.
bold threat.
Thank
After
you.
your
But
son,
guess what they did? But guess what the two siblings did? Remember, I'm not against them. I'm only against their reaction.
Mhm.
But oftentimes in this time and era, they'll tell you can't tell people how to react. You're right, but yeah, I can speak what I want to speak here, right?
Mhm.
This is what they did. Okay, instead of hearing out the father and the mother first, they go straight to the internet. She claims she had called Ayofayoshe this morning, but that doesn't look like somebody who had only called. That sound like somebody who has other resentments, not just
Of
person,
course now.
not a person who did not get answer from one call. Okay, but what she did is she jumped on the internet and dragged family along with the wife for no obvious just cause reason, because we don't know exactly, outside of her
No,
being
oh,
an
no,
SU.
no, no. MOP, if you say for no obvious
We don't
just
know,
cause
outside of her
reason,
being an SU, she didn't
no.
tell us anything. She didn't tell us anything. What did she tell us?
Me, I just tell you what I heard now. I heard that
Mm,
their own son, last son, say he
yeah.
go throw their mama out of the
No, I'm
house.
saying, why is she dragging the mother? She has not spoken to the mother of this son, their wife, our sister-in-law.
MOP,
She has not
she,
spoken to her. You said you will speak to her and go notify her before you act, right? So how come
mm-mm,
these people have not
mm-mm.
spoken?
No, 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 no.
Uh-huh.
I did not
I
say
missed
I
it.
will speak to Fayose.
Oh, okay, I
I did
missed
not
it.
say I will speak to Fayose or the wife. I say if this happen, let's say Fayose is my eldest brother,
Uh-huh.
and Fayose's son now say he's going to throw my own mother. Remember, he's still
Yes.
Fayose's mother too. The
Yes.
son said, I will go to that
Your
house
mama.
and
Uh-huh.
you will throw my own mother out of that house. I
Uh-huh.
said my reaction will be based on whatever step taken by Fayose or
Mm-hmm.
the boy's mom.
Right.
I'm not going to call them. But what I will do in my own thing is that I will give them grace. Let's say 1 week. Let
Okay.
me see. Because definitely, you know how our mothers work
So,
now.
Uncle Beno,
As soon as
I'm not clear on what your first step would be. When you hear that, your mama is the one who told you that. That my grandson just called me, right? And said they are coming to throw me out of this house. And they said if the gate man and the house girl tafele, they will beat them too. So your own mother, you are now Isaac Fayose, right? And your mother called you about this. What will be your first step? I want to be clear about that.
I just told you, my first step is to give them grace. Highest 1 week grace. Let me see what they're gonna do about that.
If 1 week they don't do anything about that, but you've heard this news, what would you do?
Oh, then the gas bus is coming.
What do you mean? What's the gas post?
If they
Are you going to go on the internet?
But see, we react differently. Those who go internet,
I want to know what you. I know, but you as a person, what would you do?
I'm telling you what I would do right now. I will take my own step. I may not come to the internet. My own reaction would be that if they burn your papa, come add your mama, join, go to that place, go throw my mama out. That would be my own reaction. Let the boy do that. MOP. Don't forget matter.
Yeta what your reaction must be to take your mother in. What is stopping you from taking your own mother in?
You are not MOP. Let not play this game like this. You answer the question
Not to
yourself.
I will answer. Not to say how do you know the parents have not spoken? Okay, so these are the questions they are asking you. My own thing is I want to know why you would not go to the internet, Uncle Beno. Why not the choice of going to the internet?
MOP, we handle matter differently. Do you go to the internet where you face any issue?
What is so different about you that you won't go to the internet? I want to know what is different about you that you won't go to the internet and go and cast your siblings because they've offended you clearly. And it's not the first time they've offended you. They've been offending you for years, and you can't stand that woman, that SU woman.
MOP, we've had this conversation severally here. You cannot beat a child and then you want to control how that child reacts. The people these days, the people who go to the internet to whine and shout. Now their own style. There are people who go to the internet, who they go internet. I'm a content creator. People insult me almost every day when I do show.
I know now.
Did I reply
but why
to them?
Why shouldn't we? I want to know in your own take, why shouldn't we go that route? We can't just say everybody react their own. That will make our platform the same as everybody else, where everybody can react anyhow. We try to counsel people on the best way to move, right? It doesn't mean they'll follow us, but somebody might be listening and they might be in the situation where it is crisis in the future, right? And they're like, I heard Uncle Beno. And what he said made sense. It's not just because he's trying to force his idea down my throat, but what he said made sense to not do it that way, to go the other route. Why shouldn't people go? Should people like this, not Regina Daniels, because that one is being controlled by as a puppet, but I'm talking about these grown people, right? Isaac Fayose and Bosse Fayose. Why, in your own opinion, shouldn't they go to the internet? You are right, too, that they have the right to do whatever they want. I wanted to know your own opinion, why they shouldn't.
Okay, this is me. We handle issues differently. For me, the reason I won't go to the internet is the internet is not going to fix shit. It will only make it worse. It will only become content. That is why you are running almost 1 hour on the Amata now already. That's one of the reasons why I won't go there. Even though it's just content, it's just an avenue for people to make money. He won't do anything. The only reason that I can ever go to internet is if the other party, they are out there on the internet running their mouth and it's becoming a kind of disgraceful situation.
Sorry to interject. I won't let you water down your own wise counsel.
I'm explaining it now.
There is somebody. No. You said it's just content.
Another question.
You said it's just content. I don't agree. There's somebody listening to Uncle Beno right now who just got that wisdom.
MOP. You didn't let me finish.
No, but you said it's just. No, we can't let that slide. You said it's just content. It's not just content. One person. All we need is one person that will get this lesson from you and will move differently in the future, and they will benefit greatly from it. It's not just content.
MOP, here is the thing. Where you asked me one question, I've tried to explain it like 4 times now, but before I will land, you will still pick on one thing I asked. So you didn't let me
I
land.
apologize for that, but I need to
I'm
correct you on that.
explaining, you bring
Uncle
it back
Beno,
again, and I'm
your
addressing
words,
it.
your words are powerful. Somebody is listening
Jesus.
to you, and they will benefit from that first thing you said. The first thing you said, Uncle Beno, is that the internet will only make it worse. That's one
Then
piece.
let me land my point, MOP.
Yeah, continue.
You asked me, why won't I do what Isaac and his sister is doing? And I'm explaining it.
Okay.
I said the reason I won't do it is because going to the internet will not resolve situation. It won't bring anything positive.
Yes.
It will only make it worse because people will just use it to create content. That's what I'm saying. Now, coming to how I will handle situation like this. Me, I have my own unique way of handling situation. One of my unique ways is, as soon as you piss me off to the point that I want to react, I'm not talking. I'm not talking. Nobody is hearing everything. Even that's why those that really know me up close, they know. Once I want to make my move now, once they say, I don't keep short, I know they talk, I know they address the issue, I know they bring them up again. Those who really they close to me, they don't already go to the president guy. Mabinu, I'm a we know say you don't develop. Because the thing is, if I want to react to what you did to me that is painful, I don't want you to see me coming. That's why I'm not doing internet thing. If I go internet, I already go tell you what thing I won't do. You not go escape. So I'm not going to the internet. My own thing will just be, okay, Shebi, you say you won't come beat my mama, Abi. You go bother my mama, pursue her for house. Don't bat be yala ya eda. Go do am first. Then wait for whatever happens to you. And when whatever will happens to you is gonna happen, I will be the least person you are going to suspect that came for you. So that's how I move. I move silently. If those who really know me up close, they know. If you do me anything and I'm talking, that is me trying to reason with you. That is me not having any resentment or I don't want to take any action that can be detriment to you. That is me. So once I'm talking, just listen to me, let us sort it out. But as soon as you push me to the point whereby I stop talking, that's just me.
Well, that's still a form of reaction, but certain reactions are more destructive than the others.
Why
And
won't it
that's
be destructive? I want it to be destructive. That is
no,
why
no,
I'm not
no,
talking.
no. Your own is not destructive. I'll tell you. You already said it. The internet is more destructive because you invite all of this attention, right? So that is what I want us to pinpoint. You're not going to the internet because it is, regardless of your intentions, it is ultimately destructive behavior. And we can't stress that enough. Unless you are running for your life, which is the category that Regina falls in, right? If you're running for your life and you need attention, because sometimes we like, for example, what even Isaac Fayose did today, right? With regards to the Tinubu and the 25 buy that happened, right? That form of relationship is a precedent to citizen relationship. You're bringing attention, you're calling him out for that, right? It's not a personal relationship. But when we call something personal relationship, it's a very dicey thing, right? Unless you are running for your life, it becomes a matter of actual survival. The internet is always going to be destructive. I think we owe it to our audience to tell them that, and not tell them that everybody react differently. Everybody react differently. The reason why I push against it is that is a fact that we already know. All of us agree on that one. But which type of reaction is better than the other? I am not going to sit here and tell that regular husband and wife, every time they get a chance, she run to the internet and drag their family. Nothing good comes out of that. I think it's okay we tell people straight up that, without bringing in the Gen Z generation talking point. Because I don't know why you're doing Gen Z generation talking points. Everybody reacts differently. That's what Gen Z people say. We don't need to be saying that. We know that already.
No. We have to say that for those who cares to listen and learn.
Why?
The reason we have to, let me explain. The reason we have to say that is that they need to know that whatever action they are taking, whoever is at the receiving end of that action, you cannot determine how they are going to react. So that is why you have to be careful. So, and that's why the reason that saying that you cannot determine how people will react, I think that's the lesson there. That, hey, listen, before you take the first action, think about the fact that you may not be able to control how this person will react. That's what, is that not what we preach when it comes to
I
husband and
agree.
wife situation? That we usually tell men and we tell women, before you do this to your husband or you do this to your wife, who always remember how they will
I
react
agree. So,
matters.
Uncle Beno, let's apply it to the person who wants to jump on the internet. How
Now,
your family members might react, you can't control it. To be careful. Google, be careful. Express lo njawo yen. That's how we would apply that sentence, right? Not to use it to exonerate them because they'll collect.
no,
That's
it's
the
not exoneration. It will just escalate the whole thing. So both the person that, because my own thing is, I've always said that I'm a consequentialist. If I want to do anything, I've grown to a point whereby I will think, if I take this option, what will
now.
be the record, the result?
Thank you.
How will this person take it? If I take this other alternative, what may likely be the reaction? I usually think about that. So that's why I kept telling people that before you make the first move, think about the outcome. It's just like when we talk about DV situation. One of the things I always tell women is this: look, some husbands, they will press your button, but no matter how they press your button, don't ever put yourself in such a close space, you being in their eyes. Don't do it, because
don't do it, though.
by the time you hear that way, where he and the wife said that they do COST, wait on say, oh, I was trying to remove her hand, then my phone touch her.
I know. I remember that part.
So that's the point, Baba. Now, coming to Fayose and the mom, here is what I would have done if I found myself in this situation.
Yeah.
If I have issue with my siblings, they are choking me. I don't do it tire me. Because you know what? I will kukuma abandon all of you. I will all equally remember that we still have a mother that binds all of us together.
Yes.
Are you following me now? Are you following me now?
Yes.
So if my son, whatever they did to my son, if my son got aggravated to the point where my son now say, well, I'm going to that house, I will throw grandma out. If the get my talk, we could do. As soon as I'm aware that this might be what my son would do, the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm calling all my siblings, even though we haven't spoken in 10 years. I'm calling all of them. Now, whether they pick my call or they don't pick my call, I will, even after talking to them, I will equally send a message to them on WhatsApp. The same thing, that I expressed verbally, I will follow it up with a message on WhatsApp. Those that have dealt with me, they know how I operate already. Why am I sending a message on WhatsApp? So that if alarm blow, I get receipt. That's what I would have done. It is not okay for a boy to say he's going to throw the grandmother out of the house. I saw what one of my sisters dropped in the chat, that the best move is to relocate mama. No. Relocating mama. No, wait. Relocating mama, that option comes, as for me, that option comes until I see that the boy, papa, the mama, they not do nothing, and the boy finally throw my mama house. Yes. Now I will step in. My mother will not sleep outside. I will step in. But I have to allow them to actually do it.
Now, Uncle Beno, allow me to interject, okay? I have a question, okay? And because of what you just said with regards to that boy, I think they said his name is Bolu Chuku. Bolu Chuku Fayose. Oluwayoshi. They said Bolu said he would throw mama out, right? Now, Isaac Fayose, the one wearing this t-shirt, green t-shirt here, he said what he said, cursed his brother out, called him selfish, cursed his brother's wife out, He's been doing that for a while, by the way, and he did everything. What do you think? I want to ask you for both of them. What do you think Isaac Fayose's ultimate motive is? To go on the internet to say this to the internet and not call his brother and say it to his brother. Motive.
Because first of all, they are not on talking terms. Secondly, he just wanted to let the world know this is who my brother is. And two, he's daring his brother. He's angry and he's trying to show his brother that whoa, I'm being in the entire world. We know what we cook and the house got burnt.
I want to
So
go
I
back
know
to your
so with
second
all of
reason.
that. Mm-hmm.
I want to go back to your second reason, right? He wants to let the whole world know. Okay, that's surface level. Why does he want the whole world to know? That will tell us the motive. What is the motive for wanting the whole world to know?
Like from my own point of view,
Yeah.
he's just being stupid and dumb with whatever he's doing. So, and I'm not going to exonerate his brother too. There is a reason you have to move certain way. It's okay to have issue with your brother. Siblings fight all the time. But at a point, you have to make sure certain things are handled in certain way that even though the person you are trying to resolve issue with is not taking it, but at least as the elder, there are some steps you have to take. But with the character of Uncle Fayose, Fayose is as stubborn. He's from Ekiti.
I
He's as
told you,
stubborn as ever.
I don't think we need to
Oh.
teach people Fayoshe's behavior. Fayose that's making
Eh.
employees kneel down in front of Ministry of Work. Let's leave that
Oh,
one
okay.
alone.
Okay, so that's just my point.
Let me leave that
So,
for a second. Uncle Mero, I didn't get the motive that I obviously I don't have. It's not like I have something I want you to say per se, but I want something that hits the root a little bit better. It's either his paint, it's one of these two, or somewhere close to that. It's either his paint, he wants to paint his brother badly to the world, or he wants to paint his brother good to the world. It has to be one of those two. He's destroying his character or he's building his character. It has to be one of those two or some form of that. What is his motive? If I take that back to Bolu Chukwu, what is Bolu Chukwu's motive for saying what he said allegedly to his grandmother?
we are not in their family, but this is what I can say.
No, wait, just
they
assuming he said it, right? Just for saying that.
They said the fruit does not fall far away from the tree. So he's probably maybe his father's son. That's all I can say. Because
You know
I
what?
don't see any reason why a grandson should have that animosity towards his grandmom to the point of saying, I will throw you out of that. Definitely that boy is living fine. He's okay. Many of these governors, their children went to the best school. Their father is already rich. They are set up. So I don't see whatever his motive is, other than he probably have his father's blood running all over his body. I just want to be stupid and dumb. That's all I see.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The reasons. Thank you so much for playing, being a good sport, Uncle Beno. The reason is never as simple as they are stupid or they are any of that stuff. Those are all labels. Those are simple reasons, and they are never. It's usually deeper than that. But this is my prediction, Uncle Beno. They have opened a can of worms. We're going to know more about them.
Yeah, it's entertainment. At least I go get content.
We go extract lessons. We too will go extract lessons. There's so many things going on here, but if I don't want to jump ahead of them. They have opened a can of worms because you can't put human beings in a box. This is the very reason why we don't run to the internet. They have opened a can of worms. It's going to be a competition of who is madder than who is madder.
Yeah.
Okay, we already know that Ayo Fayose is no one to back down for anybody. Him being at the center of all of this. Okay. We know that this guy has coconut head and he's trying to compete with his brother's coconut head. If he had a bigger coconut head, he will be the governor. He's not the governor. That's the reality. Okay. And it looks like he's competing with that. It looks like he's a truth teller. So people applaud him because he's a VDM of that family. But he's not innocent either. Okay. According to the sister had told on him that he was the thug that was being used to talk against other politicians by Ayo. It's just that they're biting themselves in the butt now. She told on him.
Yep.
So they've opened a can of worm now. They will continue to tell on themselves. The son, Bolu Chuku, we already know that one character without knowing him yet. He's going to come out and speak his truth too.
Yeah.
because he wants to. He's going to be the only person that will not speak. Is probably the most powerful of all of them. It's probably two of them.
That's the wife for me. Oh.
That's the wife. She will never say a word. She will play. She will play. This is why I want to support you a little bit. She will play innocent all the way through.
No, she will be praying.
She'll be praying.
That's what they do. She will demonize all of them.
She'll be praying.
Fire prayer, like say tomorrow.
Now, at the beginning of this conversation, I could easily take an offense because my mother is an SU. Do you understand, Uncle Beno? I don't know if you've seen my mother's picture ever before. You probably haven't. Because I think you would have moved a little bit differently. My mother is an SU. She's obviously not a bad character woman, right? My mother is the SU that we say Oroko at Obono Yara, if it comes down to it. But, you know, she presented that's the church. That's where I grew up in my teenage years. You understand what I'm saying? And I know that they come in different shape and forms, just like the general public. Okay? But that look make people prejudge them, right? Even me, myself, I still prejudge deeper
until
life.
You get to know them. Until you get to know them.
No,
that's they are different.
No, they're not different. They are just like the rest of us. They have good people among them. They have bad people among them, right?
No, what I'm saying is you will prejudge people. Will prejudge them.
People prejudge them
until you know
exactly.
Them.
Exactly.
Oh, this is not what I don't know. Maybe you watched the show that I did when I said I attended the MFM and the Mountain of Fire. Between 1 week, within 1 week interval, I attended the Mountain of Fire first because my mother-in-law is going to Mountain of Fire. So when she had her birthday, we celebrated the Mountain of Fire. And then the following week, I have one of my sisters from Obodo Imbo TV. She was celebrating the birthday for her.
He got a call. Are you there? I think
I'm here. My EP is dropped. Okay. So I went there to do coverage in Deeper Life, and that single encounter in both churches changed my perception of how they conduct their services. And I gave the testimony during one of our Sunday school episodes.
Right.
So having attended that church once, it changed my entire perspective on how they conduct their service, because I went there, I see how they pray, I see how they preach, and they are preaching and praying aligned with my own kind of faith.
Yes.
The only thing I don't agree with their style of preaching is this constant fear prayer.
That's all Nigerian churches. Even
so that fear prayer point is the only thing that I don't agree with.
The Anglicans started doing that because they were competing against the trend, because everybody was moving to Pentecostal at that time. So they were competing. So they started to do, because Anglican that I grew up in, they were like Catholic. It's very
okay.
Eventually, they started gravitating in that Pentecostal direction. Even some of the Catholics started having what they call the charismatic group of people that also was adopting all that stuff. But it's just human beings, right? Anywhere you see a bunch of human beings gather, it's the same sector. You will see some people, they will sell them badly. Then when you get to know them, you're like, you see, the same thing with when we group the tribe, right? Igbo people, Hausa people, we have our generalized stereotype about them. But when you get to know them, you're like, no, I know too many Igbo brothers that don't do that.
You are right. Look,
so,
I've had a lot of Muslim friends, and I've had a lot of friends from the north. We are close, but not that too close. But when I get to meet some other friends from the north now that I'm in the US, a typical example, Sister Natu and Shitinka, they are from the north. But if they don't take their mouth, tell me, I even still they doubt whether those two they live north.
That one that's from Akure. That Natu one's from Akure now.
Sister Natu does not struck me like somebody who lived one day in the north. Shitinka does not struck me like somebody who probably stepped in the north once. It's because of the way they present, their understanding and all of that.
Shout out
So
to Shin Thinker. Shout out to Shin Thinker too. Yeah.
so the thing is this, Baba. These churches, for instance, that fear prayer that they are doing, after a while, I think he put some of them on permanent state of fear. They read meaning to a lot of things they don't have to read meaning to. And somehow, some of them, they demonize a lot of people.
I mean,
So if
fear paralyzes us.
so
Fear can
if
be a good motivator, but the negative side tends to be paralyzing people.
exactly.
Same thing that makes people even call their own mother witches these days. I don't know if you know that. That's an
Mhm.
epidemic in Nigeria right now. People are calling their own mother witches. They are calling their
And,
own family member, a whole sector of their family. They say, "Don't go to that side though. If you want to, your mother will tell you to avoid a certain part of the family
mhm. The
because they
reason
are
they are
going to a
calling,
church
I
somewhere."
think the reason they are calling their mother wishes is because of the way the mothers move.
No, it's all you need is one bully. All you need is this guy right here, Kiloruko boy. This guy, Kiloruko, no,
Are
this
you
guy,
playing? What type
Kiloruko boy.
Which
are you
This one,
playing? What type of plane is this?
screen?
what's that? Kiloruko.
I don't even
The,
see the screen.
the, you don't see the screen. They call them
I just come to the screen.
You they use your function to play.
that voice now. You don't know him. He's a viral guy on the internet.
You they
Uh,
use your function to play.
All you need is for him to tell you that your
Portable.
mother is with you. No, not Portable. It's the
Or
other
the
one.
other one,
Omar,
King
he
Solomon.
wear King Solomon. All you need is King Solomon tell you your mother is with you in Nigeria. I promise you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it might look like I'm trivializing. I swear. That's how simple it is.
Mhm.
That's how simple it is for a wali, a prophet, to sit on TikTok and just fearmonger all day long and call your mother a witch. That's all it takes on people in Nigeria.
Mhm.
Uncle Beno, let's round up the show, Jerry.
Yeah, my own thing, my final take, what I would tell people is this. Please, if you are from Africa, Nigeria in particular, try to know what is expected in your family circle, in your environment, in your world generally. Try to know the expectations. Now, you cannot meet all the expectations, but knows the one that even if you want to camouflage it with no, the world has advanced than that. We are now progressive. Know the one that people will frown at, and the ones that even if they frown at it, the entire world will not agree with them as you are moving. There's always going to be problem between you and your siblings. If you come from a broken home, you just have to know
Any
how
home,
to move.
Uncle Beno. It doesn't have to be
So
broken.
maybe. So you just have to know how to move. For
Mhm.
men, please, if you notice that anytime you are having issue with your siblings, your extended family or anything, and your wife is aware of it, but your wife is not saying anything, that is not a good thing.
You said
That
that's not a
right
good
there,
thing.
it's not a good thing.
What should she say?
This is what I mean. If
Uh-huh.
you are having issue with your family, any of your family member or something, as
Mhm.
far as your wife is aware of that issue, she has to try, even if it is against her own way of thinking or way of life or whatever. She needs to try, at least make some effort, talk to you about it. You may not agree at the end of the day, but women that might listen to this, just make effort, plain the angel's advocate, not the devil's advocate here.
So,
Just for you to have
Uncle
safe
Beno,
landing.
as much
Mhm.
you are presenting a very interesting angle here, as much as I want to end the show. So, what if she does that and the guy still have coconut head? As we know, Ayo Fayose is not a chicken head,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And they're still abusing her in the streets. How do you want her to handle that, even though she puts in effort?
Because she did not handle it well. Let's call it what it is.
Wait,
A
you think she
stubborn
could?
man
You
will
think
be
she
a
could
stubborn
control?
man.
You think she could control Ayo Fayose?
No, no. It's like you are not getting what I'm saying now, MOP.
Please elaborate.
There are ways you get involved in matters just to exonerate yourself. You already know who you are married to. You know they may not change. But you just get involved so that you will know that, oh, I try. Even anybody that want to castigate you tomorrow, they will know that you play your part. A lot of
How
wise
would they
women
know
will
that you
do
played
that.
your part? What I have an uncle.
Okay, I'll give you
who
an example.
before you continue, Uncle, no, I'll give you this example that I want you to give me as your example. I have an uncle that will tell you to shut up or I will slap you. Leave me alone. And will actually ban you from going to their house because he's angry with his own siblings. How will they know that you try your best in that situation?
That's the example I wanted to give. With this
Yeah.
Fayose situation, in case any woman that might find themselves in situations like this, if your son threatened to throw your mother-in-law out of the house that your husband built and put your mother-in-law there, as soon as that matter gets to you, call that mama, even if that mama na your sworn enemy, call her straight up. If she's within you that you can go and see her, go and see her. Let people know that you make effort. Go and apologize to that mama. The mama will be wish, but just step in, do something that people can reference in case when the matter comes to bad goes. After settling with mama, wait, oh, mama don't vex,
I'm
mama no
listening.
agree. MOP,
I'm
saying
listening. I'm
this.
listening.
I'm saying
Oh,
this from a place
Shemi,
of wisdom.
oh,
Who want here
Shemi.
make MOP? Who want here make it here? Who no one here? You no need to hear. Now, very simple thing. You know, these are all options. Like you say,
No,
some
Uncle
people
Ben,
may.
no. You know, Emma Binu, I will interject, especially if it's getting too interesting, okay? Yetasi says depends on the nature of the issue. Lima says, why is it always the woman's duty to settle family disputes in Nigeria, even when the wife has tried all possible best? Natu came back, said, MOP, that is my story. Oh, when I said, he said, you ban you from going there. I will slap you if you try to talk to me again. Talk to me about this issue again. She said, I have tried to reconcile them and still they chop insults.
Good. Now they are aware that she make effort. That's the point I'm making.
No, they're not aware. She's just telling us. They don't know that. She's just telling us.
No,
The
MOP, you are
siblings
the
don't
one.
know that.
No, you are the one who are looking at it that way. The siblings knew she made effort. They are just being coconut head. Even she herself, her conscience will tell her that I did the right thing. That's what's more important.
So she should do it for her conscience.
I'm telling you, there are some people that no matter what you do, they will not be satisfied. But you are making that effort for tomorrow, not today. You are making that effort to exonerate yourself from the situation. Fayose is Ekiti used to be part of Ondo State. Ondo people get agidi, even you when they talk to MOP. Now only blood of Jesus now enter your body. You too, you get to
Okay, if you say so.
No, let's call it what it is.
We are not
Let's
like
call it
trouble.
Motigba. Make somebody press your button now. May we see what will happen. So the thing is this: a man could be very, very stubborn. That many of these our coconut head uncles, especially this one that they are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. No matter what you do, now what they their mind, now they go do. I'm just saying for anyone who might find themselves in similar situation tomorrow, when anything happen between your husband and the siblings, you have to play a very obvious role, even if it is against what you believe. But for you to be on the safe side, play that role. Try.
Not to say they have no idea the effort I'm putting in, my brother.
No problem. But it's your conscience. Okay. That's where me I'm coming from. I'm just sharing my own style of doing things. There are people, even in my own small world self, there are people that literally nothing can ever let me and them date the
You
same
know what
space
it
or
sound like,
anything.
Uncle Beno? You know what it sound
What
like?
does it
It
sound
sound
like?
like people will bring you matters, husband and wife, and
Mm.
then after you listen to their story, you say, "Just beg your husband, go back home." That's what it
No,
sound like.
I don't do that. That means people are not getting what I'm saying. Then there is no need to even
I'm not
say it.
getting it.
Make I
No,
just let it
me
go.
personally, me personally, what I'm getting is that I won't say I'm not getting it, but what I'm getting is that she should put effort in, even if it's simply for her conscience. You said it. She
Mhm.
should put effort in and not stand by. I'm also getting that there's an assumption here that that woman has not tried. We're going by the behavior of Isaac and Bosse Fayose, that she has not
Mhm.
tried at all. That's what I'm getting. So correct me if I'm wrong on that.
I am giving general advice, not on the basis of Ayo Farashe and his wife. I'm just saying for
Okay.
people who might find themselves in similar situation, whether
You're
you
right.
like it or
Because
not,
I agree with
if
your
you are
first statement.
married,
I agree with your first
see,
statement to know. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. I listen.
whether you like it or not, so far you are going to get married and your husband have siblings, you still have
Mm-hmm.
papa, you get mama, issue will always come up. These are the things
Facts.
that they don't teach
Facts.
a lot of modern day
They don't
women
teach anybody,
discussing that
including men.
those.
Oh, they don't teach them. Oh, they
Eh.
think life is going to be
So
perfect.
issues will happen. The role you play matters. Siblings will settle one day. In case you don't know, that's the weirdest part of it. Siblings will settle one day. If you are aware of the matter and you do nothing, what do you want to talk? You think say that no get reservation say ori ìyàwó òṣì. Maybe you see the way that woman turned the whole thing over to the wife now. They drag the wife like say the wife na tiger generator. So all I'm saying is this: if you are married and your husband have siblings, even the same thing apply to men. Your husband have siblings, they have father, they have mom, and all of that. Anytime there are bigger issues that your spouse is saying, lie, lie, I'm cutting these people off, I will show them shege or rumor for kiniko. Don't say they are very nasty, stupid, crazy people. Don't say that.
Yeah.
Just play
So
your
so
role, Jeje.
if what you're saying is that they shouldn't say that, you're right. But that's one angle of it. You see what Yetasi says here depends on the nature of the issue. You're saying if we go by depending on the nature of the issue, you're talking about a situation where a person is joining the husband and cursing the siblings out. That's the specific situation you're talking about, Uncle Beno. And
It's
I
like
agree
you
with
people are
you.
not, you guys are
I
not
agree
getting
with
what
you.
I'm saying.
That's
Don't
what
worry, I don't want us to drag it, Baba. I'm just giving my
I
own
think we should
simple
revisit it,
advice.
because
No, I'm just
I think we should revisit this topic. Maybe we'll come and do with the real fam. I think it'll be more interesting at the real fam, right?
no,
This
what I'm just
issue is
saying is look,
a depend issue, because not or some issues that you don't know the root of it. Truthfully, sometimes, Uncle Bendo, there's a place of prayer. I swear, this is one of those examples of a place of prayer where you will just pray because you do not know the root of that issue. If you don't know the root of the issue, but you know enough to, I'm agreeing with you now. You know enough to tell all your sibling in-laws to go to hell. Then I agree with you, because you should never do that as a wife. You should never show that attitude. But if it's a situation where she does not know, she's actually trying to appease him, there's anyone. Yoruba man sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ now. You don't agree with that? Anyone.
this
There's
has
some
nothing to do with ORMOP.
okay.
It's called wisdom. It's called wisdom.
You don't think there's
No,
wisdom in anyone? You don't think there's wisdom in modesty in everything?
no, I mean anyone is different from the the issue we are addressing now. Anyone is just a proverb that is applicable in some unique cases, maybe whereby you are
No,
being
not
nice to
doing,
people
not,
and all of
yeah,
that.
because that's what you're
Not in this
suggesting
one.
they should
This
do. You
no,
just call
this
it they
is
should do the right thing.
Baba, you are not getting it anyway, but I understand. I'm just saying for people in marriages, that's why they say marriage, no
You
be
know what?
your
I'll tell
book.
you what I agree with in what you said. I'll tell you what
Well,
I agree with. What I agree with is that you should you said you should know the people, your in-laws. You should know that's how you started. I agree with that. And you were going in the direction of even if you can meet all of it, right?
you don't even have to, you don't have
Uh-huh.
to meet anything.
I agree with you on that. I'm paraphrasing what you said, right? I'm not saying exactly right,
Mm.
but you said they should get to know them, and there's some things you can do, even if you don't try to meet up or achieve, but just knowing them. I'm agreeing with you on that end, right? The part where I start to disconnect is where there's an actual issue, like like this magnitude we're looking at here, right? Some
Mm.
family are dysfunctional, Uncle Beno. If you mistakenly
Mhm.
marry into that place, I don't think it's a responsibility to carry that weight. That's where I'm struggling. I
I
think
am not, it's
from
not
a prayer and
carrying
moral
weight.
support, from a prayer and moral support place, I agree with you.
My own
But
thing is this is,
mhm,
you know, like I said, we have unique way of handling issues. For instance, you have a very massive years under your belt as a married man. I have at least relatively by April next year, I'm gonna be married for 16 years,
mhm,
and I would have been with the same woman now for 22 years by April next year. So
mhm,
all I'm saying is this: there is a reason we stay that long in marriage, and you are still enjoying the marriage, and everything is still fantastic. And it doesn't mean that maybe there are no issues. Many of
right.
us we deal with all these type of family issues too. I'll give you an example. One time, a brother, we worked together, we became close, we were kind of party, we start talking, and he was having a very big issue that has nothing to do with him, but more to do with his wife. The wife's brother has been to jail several times, or to the point that even their mother that he was staying with, the mother get fed up. The mother threw that boy out of the house. Now, when the mother threw the son out of the house, a police got involved and all of that. The wife is now the one at the receiving end, because the brother, anytime he do wayward thing, he will start disturbing his own wife. And he was telling me this thing. He told me the story of how many things he has done, the sacrifices he has made, and everything. But at that
Mhm,
point, when the mama finally threw the boy out, you know how he big for this US now. So he
mhm,
got to that point that for him, he was already exhausted. And it's like at this point, now their family matter, they do it. I don't tire. I have things to do. And so I now told him that, hey, bro, I understand where you are coming from and everything you have done. Oh, but this throwing of the guy out of the house, this one is new. You
mhm,
have not encountered this type before. Here is what you are going to do. Even though your wife have already sworn that she's not going to get involved, nothing where anybody fit tell her. In fact, the wife they para everything. I told him that because he was actually in support of the wife action, that they've stressed that too much and all of that. So I told him, bros, at the end of the day, taba fagbo, you are the husband. This thing will still come back to you. Well, now that this guy is out there, if anything happened to this guy and he lost his wife, even your wife, when they talk now, say he no care, he no send. Remember, this is a brother. Now you they tell me the story now. I know they your marriage. This is a brother that you say your wife said that always be protective of them when they were in Nigeria growing up and all of that. If anything happened to this guy, if he die, your
mhm,
wife will still come back and be blaming herself. That if only he has at least tried do something. And as soon as your wife start feeling guilty, this thing goes still spread, come back, and you may not like the outcome. So here is what you can do. Even though you are all sick and tired of the situation, you have to step in. First of all, call this guy. He's stubborn, he will not listen to you, he will still do listening, but call this guy. But when you want to call him, make sure you call him when your wife is around.
mhm,
Offer alternative solutions. Talk to him that any job, even if na when they call this work, labor work, where all these Mexican they do. I told him,
mhm.
tell
Menial
him
jobs.
to go and do that. Just give advice, give everything. Then call the mama, or better still, go your mother-in-law house. It's just 1 hour, 30 minutes or thereabout away. Go there, go talk to mama. Just play your role as a member of the family. At the end of the day, they may not listen. Everybody will still go ahead and do whatever they want to do. But you will know that at least, even though you are frustrated, even though their own wahala, their family wahala don't come big past you, it will be on record that you step in. It is far better than you saying, yes, God finally catch him, whatever he got. Brother went, after like 2 weeks, we see again, he tell me, say, Ben, thank you. I did what you say. Oh. In fact, even my wife kick against me, my wife fought me. My wife said I shouldn't be involved with anybody. I just say, you know what? Your family is my family. Your problem is my problem. If this boy is my younger brother, yes, I will say my mom should throw him out of the house. But at the same time, I'm still gonna remember he's my blood. So let me just wade in. He
Okay.
did. Guess what happened?
What?
Almost a year later now, because I the last time I saw him, it be like almost like this 6 weeks or 6 months or something. Almost a year later, the guy relocated to another city. He get to that city, he met another lady. I don't know whatever the lady did. They are now saying that the guy is beginning to get serious, that the lady he met is now pregnant. The same him own wife, where they vex, they para. The he and him brother don't they talk back again now. He did not, he no spend even 1 night, he no spend shishi. They still went after he say he spoke to them. They still went ahead though. They no gree take that boy, but the mama no take the boy back. Oh. They still throw him out of the house. So that's just what I'm saying. In this thing called marriage, your
Mm.
wife problem is your problem. Your husband problem is your problem. It's just like when Kevin Hart said, "Your BS is my BS is your BS." That is how marriage works. And for you to be saved, play the role you are supposed to play. It may not fix shit. That's just my advice. But it go dey record. Say, you play this role, oh, it's way different than you just say, well, everything I want to do. That's just all I'm saying. I'm not saying you should do it or you should not do it, but I'm just saying it's another alternative too. If you are facing similar situation,
I
that's what
get
it is.
I get what you're saying, Uncle Beno. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for your input on this.
No,
Um, family problems, no they finish, so we go continue. But
no, take over.
run it by. I will check in with Abby. Run it by the real fan. See if they would like to have this conversation. I would like to join in
Ah,
to hear their take on this story, this particular story. I think it's a massive one.
I
But
think
they'll tell us more.
Sister Natu fit do that one. I go talk to Sister Natu. Maybe if you bring her to them, maybe we see if they will be interested in. But you know, say
Let's
like
see
bad
if
both.
they,
It make you no go
uh,
turn to bad both
well,
because they go say no. This is
yeah, but we are
patriarchy.
we
This
are
is keeping
let's
women
hear
down.
let's hear them out because this is causing a lot of issues in a lot of families. I mean, you could see some of these comments. I'm about to read someone and then I'll round up, But
Okay.
thank you, Uncle Renu. I appreciate you.
No
Your
wahala
take, your
MOP.
take always add
Uh,
colors to me. I'm just one feet forward, and and I'm seeing way ahead of us. But I like it how we take it layer by layer. I think people
yeah.
benefit from that more.
Exactly. Thank you for having me, MOP. Shout out to
Uh,
Sister Natu and all the Prestige fam. We'll see
yes,
tomorrow,
sir.
Baba. Take care.
All right, take care.
I'm listening though, but make I
No
just
Allah,
come
no
out here
Allah,
first.
no
Yeah.
Allah. Yeah, all right, boss. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to round up. But let me come to your comments real quick. Yeah, it's interesting. So, not to say that's our story, you know, it's a lot of family story, including young family story. Okay, it presents a little bit differently, but it's the same issue, and it's a matter of boundary. And this is going to be one of the occasions where I have to put the heavier weight of the responsibility on the man. On the man is how a man handle his household. If we have the two men in this equation, if what they want to do is demonstrate that they can't have good relationships, like for example, Ayo Fayose himself lambasted Obasanjo right back. Obasanjo is on the external of what we're talking about. So let's leave him. We already know the story of Baba Obasanjo, even and his family. We know that situation. So this issue, there are patterns here if you pay attention, okay? And there's patterns with the type of men we're talking about. Isaac Fayose is the man who comes to the internet saying he has baby mothers all over the place and he tries to glorify it. It's bullshit. Okay, you can't spread your seeds all over the place, and your life it just takes a lot more energy to manage all of that, you know. And obviously, even his relationship with his elder brother, I bet he thinks he's a victim. He's not a victim. It's not a victim of Ayo Fayose in any stretch of the matter. Everything I'm looking at here just sounds like entitled younger brother and younger sister. It doesn't mean Ayo Fayose is innocent. What I'm saying is that they are telling on themselves. Okay, the person who is doing the most talking often tell on themselves, and as you can see, the sister already casted him that he was a political thug of some sort, maybe for lack of better words. But he said he was using him to talk at other governors and other politicians. So now the snake is biting him. So we can see here that if the men in the household are acting like this, what do we expect exactly out of everybody else? The women, the children, what do we expect? You know, so that's what I want us to pay attention to. So as much as it looks like, you know, that's why I pushed against Uncle Beno a little bit on the everybody react differently. I know that, but me, I'm here to tell you that reacting a certain way is going to cause you more problems. That's my job here. So jumping on the internet, what are you showing to your shout out to the person that say his own nephews, right? What are you saying what are you saying indirectly? What are you teaching your nephews, your nieces, your children in how to handle conflict in society? Well, what about at the family level? Now you're dragging your mother. I bet you right now the mother is at home saying, what is all this? Please, you guys don't kill me. That's what she's saying at home. They're not doing the mother a favor. They're not doing her a favor, no matter who they think they're defending. Isaac thinks he's defending the mother. Boss Fayose thinks she's defending the mother. You're not doing the mother a favor. You're doing yourself a favor. You just want to paint the person you consider an enemy, your own family. Short term, but short term that can be extended beyond because nobody is going to benefit from this when the family feuds. That's the reality. You know, so it's kind of sad to watch. I think we should get lessons out of this. The lesson here is not that you should rush back and start begging all the family members to, you know, the lesson here is to actually take the time. Take the time. It's not every time that you need to rush back and be begging people. I believe that apologies are actually more destructive than they actually help, because most apologies come from a place that's not authentic. You need to take the time to understand what is actually going on, right? And there's a strategic place where you can use apologies, but it must be something that's well thought out. I don't think it's a good idea what we've been teaching ourselves for generations. It worked as once upon a time where you just said, please just beg your husband and go back home. It worked at some point, but that no longer works. Okay, we need to dig in a little bit deeper. We need to make sure there's substance behind our actions. So if you're going to apologize, make sure there's substance behind it. Right? If you're going to speak to your husband about the hours that he's having with his own siblings, that needs to be done from a place of wisdom. It doesn't absolutely always work all at the same time, right? Sometimes it's actually going to backfire. And if you're doing it just to appease them, it's going to backfire because they won't see it in due time, and then you will get angry and then you will resent them because you were doing it for the wrong reasons in the first place. So I think much wisdom is required for that, and we can't really get to that part of that wisdom until we see some specific examples. You know, Yetasi says, which records, the good deeds in the family or the police complain that you come to harass them? Some family members act like bandits. Some family members, you just have to avoid them. You know, just have to avoid them. Like if Fayose was a brother to me, he's not spending a lot of time around me. It doesn't mean I'm better than him. I'm just saying our lifestyle don't align. They don't align. Like I can't be on the internet. Like what are we doing? Like what are we going to benefit out of this? The only thing I can do, acknowledge, is that he's angry with his brother. I can acknowledge that. I can also acknowledge that it's easier said than done, because some brothers might frustrate you to that point, but that's the point. Don't be reckless, because you might get so angry you will self-destruct. That's actually the point I'm making. But the reality is that some close family members will frustrate you to that level. So I want to acknowledge that as well. You know, Shout out to Lima says, I learned from my auntie's situation that you don't try too hard with in-laws. Yeah, you gotta apply wisdom. She did everything possible to keep her husband's family together, but she still chopped insults. Yeah, there's layers to why that happens. Okay, there are layers to why that happens, and that's what I'm hoping that if Uncle Bendo can bring it to the real fam, maybe we can dissect it. Maybe spend about 8 hours. I'll let all of us spend the first 6 hours though. Yeah, I'm not but yeah, maybe we can spend 8 hours getting to somewhere here. But this is a conversation that needs to be had because oftentimes we wait until it becomes a Fayose story, but these things are happening underneath. I think the sister in London, I think she's out of order. Okay, I actually don't need to know the backstory for her. I think she's completely out of order. She might have her reasons for that, but completely out of order. I think Isaac Fayose is out of order. Everybody celebrating them in the chat. It's just Uncle Beno is right that it's just content for most of them. I think Ayo Fayose has done a terrible job at keeping his house in order. I think that's what that is, and it shows. I mean, he's one of the leaders that we have in Nigeria. Sadly, I mean, you can look into their families. Look at the Fani Kayode, right? Look at some of the leaders we have in Nigeria. I mean, it's obvious. That's why I keep telling you, it's the same thing. Leadership in the household is basically what translates to become leadership of the nation. We struggle with leadership in Nigeria. Okay, we struggle with leadership. You know, when people say, "Oh, if you come back and train your kids in Nigeria," I'm always asking, like, show me the evidence. Is it your leadership? Why do you think it's better to come and train kids in Nigeria? If I could, I would, but it won't be because of Nigeria. Okay, it will be because of what I apply, the methods, the strategy I apply to parenting, not because of Nigeria. All that is bullshit. Dead on the surface. Just look at the evidence we have. Okay, we vote people that are radicals. We rather vote radical people with wayward lifestyles into office. We'll rather do that. That's the reality. So I'm not exactly surprised that their internal circle is not settled either. I'm not exactly surprised. It's sad. We don't have it. We need to start building it. The skill set, the competence of leadership. So I have to put this on the men in this equation, because if the men were acting right, trust me, Bosse Fayose, Feyishara Fayose, Ati Mama Fayose, they will follow those men to whatever they want if they can conduct themselves properly. And if they try to become the men, it gets worse. Those women will end up resenting you even worse, because that's not really their position. It's out of order. It's not their position in the family. Okay, their position is to nurture, is to, they make a home out of the tone that we set. That's the way it works. It's not the other way around. So I'm not surprised that it's messy, So now, can a woman play a role in helping you creating a safe space where people can feel centered? Yes, but it cannot be centered as a major thing. We can't center that, Uncle Beno says, not 8 hours, I beg. We'll let them talk. Me and you, Uncle Beno, will let them talk for 6 hours. And then we'll join them like 2 hours to the last 2 hours. So that's my take on that. But I have a very strong, my prediction is that they've opened a can of worms. More and more people, even if it's not them, more and more people are going to come out and tell us more about the dynamics of that family, because that's the thing with internet. The internet is like the women. It multiplies, right? You've opened a can of worm. Now you have to tell us the rest of it. Unless you stop. And to stop is a very difficult thing to do. Who is going to tell Isaac Fayose to stop? Coconut said. Who is going to tell Ayo Fayose to stop? The only thing that can distract Ayo Fayose is maybe another office somewhere. Is he still trying to become a senator? I'll be president of Nigeria. I'm not sure. Anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you are notified when we go live. Baba Obasanjo does look very disgusted here while he's laughing, and he looks like he's trying to run away from him. Save me, save me. He said you don't. I think he made a statement somewhere that you don't act like you're well trained. He said it at the party, something like that. He came to the party to come and lambast him. It was rough, but I couldn't really get a clean video for that one. But let's leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Isaac and Ayo Fayose story today. It's sad to watch, but it's the same issues we've been talking about. It's about relationships. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications So you're notified whenever we go live. I'll be back very soon. Okay? Take care and God bless. Peace.
This is Ola, Man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag, yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.